Welcome to Chattanooga, Tennessee, on the banks of the Tennessee River. We're at Girls Preparatory School for the Division II Class A State Championship soccer matchup between the University School of Nashville Tigers and the Franklin Road Academy Panthers. I'm Dwayne Hickey along with Pete Santora. It's our pleasure to bring you all the exciting soccer championship action today. And Pete, these are two teams that are very well acquainted with one another.
Yeah, well, Dwayne, it's great to be here calling the game with you. This is an exciting game we're going to see here today. FRA was in the championship last year. They unfortunately lost, but Coach McDonald was pretty fired up about this year's opportunity. And, you know, University School of Nashville, their first time in the tourney and in this championship. So that also is really exciting for those two teams. I don't know what we're going to see today. We've got a chance at a real shootout. They've played 3 times this year. It was 2-0, 2-0, and 1-0, all of which Franklin Road Academy won. So the betting man would probably go with Franklin Road Academy. But you know, University School of Nashville was undefeated the rest of the season. So I don't know what's really going to, which team is going to come out to play today, and should be exciting to watch.
FRA be wearing white today, and USN will be wearing garnet and Columbia blue, primarily garnet today, as the two teams have gotten this match underway. Glad you could join us here on the campus of Girls Preparatory School here in Chattanooga for this Play On Sports produced production. That's sort of like
double production.
Double production.
It just goes to show you how much producing that we are really doing. It's double the amount that you think
on the TSSAA network. So glad you could join us as we try to describe all the action for you today. As the keeper for FRA, that's Heather Yost, comes out and corrals that one and puts the ball back in play for her team. Joining Yost in the starting lineup for the Panthers is Kendall Manning, Haley Gray, Libby MacArthur, Maddie Jackson, Paige Wingington, Mary Frances Ambrose, Sydney Hunt, Corny Manning, Kennedy Manning, and Anna Canaday. We'll get the starters for USN momentarily.
Yeah, and if we miscall anything, or you want to chat with us, or you just want to be a part of the broadcast, we'll include you. Just tweet at Pete Santora. That's at PETESANTORA. That's me, and I am running a Twitter stream here. Figure, you know, we're streaming on the internet. Might as well be streaming on Twitter. And you know, we'll if you give me some comments or we mess up a pronunciation, feel free to just send us a note, and we'll put you on the broadcast.
Absolutely. FRA in their white on the offensive at the moment, bringing the ball into their offensive third. As Pete mentioned, FRA was in the finals last year. They've been in Division II now for 4 years. This is their second final appearance as a member of Division II. Back in 2003 when they played in Division I, they also made the finals. And as you also heard Pete mention, USN, this is their first appearance. Maddie Jackson takes the throw in for FRA, and the ball quickly pushed across the boundary line, and it'll be a throw in for USN. And starting for USN will be Katie Roth in goal, Whitley Cargile, Nora Lee, Sarah Albers, Olivia Brown, Kelly McHugh, Kashma Patel, Kate Tanner, Caitlin Rabb, Leah Fassinger, and Mallory Leeper are the starters for the Tigers of USN. So early in the match, both teams kind of trying to gain their momentum. I would think by having played 3 times, they should be familiar enough with one another. Maybe it's not so much a feeling out process, but more of just trying to contain your nerves, gather yourself, and get into your rhythm.
Yeah, and you know, it can be difficult for the team that wins the first 3 to win the 4th because you are overly comfortable with the situation. So this is a championship game that kind of changes all the rules around how this is going to work and how you come out. But but 3 previous wins doesn't equal a 4th for sure.
As Katie Roth, actually that was Mallory Leeper that played that ball in, not the goalkeeper Roth, but Leeper, one of the defense players, playing the ball back in from the goal area for USN. Ball goes into the goal box where it's corralled there by Yost, and she'll put a high punt into the midfield. Ball played out wide. Is
good possession there by FRA, finding their teammates well, knocking it around. Gave a turnover there, but still good start.
That ball kicked over the sideline and almost into the stands.
Yeah.
It'll be a throw-in for USN. That'll be Leah Fassinger to play it in for the Tigers. Ball taken away there in the goal area by FRA. Cleared all the way down toward the USN goal where Roth clears it. FRA regains possession in the midfield. Opportunity, got shot on goal, and the keeper able to leap and stop it. As I believe that shot was number 5, Maddie Jackson. Put that shot on goal. Once again, a turnover in the midfield by USN. Ball loose, rolling toward the corner. 2 players trying to run it down, and finally number 8 for the Tigers, Olivia Brown, able to take it across the boundary line. Throw in for FRA. Ball thrown all the way into the goal box and then pushed out over the end line, and it will result in another goal kick, or in a corner kick for FRA.
That's a good, nice long throw. That'll be a good weapon for them. I'm sure they've used that all year. Then we got 2 out by the corner for short, but they don't use it.
And ball all the way through the box and goes untouched, as that was Courtney Manning who played the ball in for FRA from the corner. Ball comes into the goal area, poked away there by 22, Leeper of USN. Throw in by FRA. Just about 7.5 minutes into this one. We have no score from Chattanooga, USN, and FRA. Fassinger plays it in. Leeper with a cross pass into the midfield, taken away there by FRA. Pass was intended for Albers. FRA with the ball in the middle of the field.
Great job. Way to use her body, save that ball, control it. It's a good target player to play into someone like that who can take a maybe not optimal pass and control it, settle it, and maintain possession. So that's a great point player to be playing into.
That was Kennedy looking for one of the Mannings, one of the 4 Mannings on the FRA roster.
It's a lot of Mannings.
It is a lot of Mannings, and we're not talking Peyton, Eli, or Cooper.
No, we're not. Are they all sisters?
I didn't. I haven't been able to confirm that.
2 of them are sophomores. 1 freshman.
FRA plays the ball in to the middle of the field. Running toward the goal was Jackson, and she has it poked away, cleared all the way back down to the opposite end, where keeper Heather Yost grabs it, and we'll restart the play. High ball into the midfield, headed out toward the side of the field closest to the stands.
Boy, to win 4 state championships in one game for a household, that would be a lot.
That would be a lot. You are correct.
I don't know if that would, it seems like that would almost set some type of record.
It could do it. Certainly could. It's quite possible they are sisters, because there's a senior, 2 sophomores, and a freshman.
Twins. We got twins, and then everyone else is in their regular cycle.
Throw in for USN. We played 10 minutes in this championship match of the first half, no score, and really only one semi-threatening chance. That was by FRA. All play across midfield, where it's picked away there by USN and then retaken by FRA. Played forward there by Jackson. And unfortunately, number 2, Kendall Manning, was unable to keep control of the ball. FRA loses possession as USN takes it away. It goes over the touchline, and it'll be a throw-in for the garnet-clad Tigers.
Yep. FRA settled in quick, doing some good stuff, finding feet, nice passes, nice combinations. You know, haven't translated into a ton of opportunities. Still, I mean, we're only 10 minutes, 11 minutes in, but they've settled in well, and are having some success with it. And USN, you know, they're bend don't break. You know, giving up some of the passes in the midfield, but their defense looks strong. And as Coach McDonald said from FRA, you know, they sit back, they're tough to break down, and that's exactly what's taking place. You know, USN was saying, hey, we're gonna focus on defense first, and we're gonna clear the ball, and then we're gonna let our front runners kind of start to work from there. And so far, I would say both teams kind of, those are their game plans laid out, and those are the game plans that we're seeing. So we'll see which one turns out to be most effective in this championship game.
Jackson tries to center the ball near the top of the goal box, taken away by USN, reclaimed by FRA. Ball is partially blocked there as a shot on goal was attempted. Nice takeaway there by the Tigers' number 4, Nora Lee. And the ball's played off a FRA player, and it'll be a throw-in for USN. Patel put that ball in the middle of the field for USN. It's now taken away by FRA. They're back on the offensive. Plays the ball out to the wing. Shot on goal is easily caught there by Roth. As I think that shot was taken by, I think it was 26, Anna Canaday for FRA.
Well, you're seeing the game plan that even when FRA beats 1 or 2 players, there's 2 or 3 more behind it. So, you know, they've got a lot of players to beat in the back because USN's stacking it in the back. So their opportunities really are beat 1 or 2, look to take a shot, or beat 1 or 2 and then combination play. So how can we wall pass, overlap, create some type of combination to kind of move through this defense to create opportunities. So we'll see if they'll be able to they'll do that. One player won't be able to beat another player and then be open, so they're going to have to work together as a team.
Roth once again catches a ball that was hit high toward the goal. USN on the defensive as the ball's played out toward the corner. And is it a
goal kick?
Goal kick. It will be a goal kick, as 2 and 8 were going after that. 2 being Kendall Manning, 8 being Olivia Brown of FRA and USN respectively. And once again, 22 for USN. Leaper takes the kick. And it's quickly recovered by FRA, placed at the top of the box. Looking for an opportunity, but there are 4 garnet-clad jersey players there and easily poked away.
Yeah, USN really is going to be looking for some type of counterattack. They're going to sit back, wait for some type of counterattack, and then allow some of the speed up front that they have to kind of run the ball down, take someone on, beat them, get a look at goal, get a shot off, and get a goal in. So see how that works out for them. Clearly it's worked out well throughout the year.
In that style, Pete, do you have to really make the most of what few opportunities you have, because you're not going to get many?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to have some special people up front that are capable of pulling that off. 1 and 2, part of that specialty or specialness is the ability to take half chances and quarter chances and turn them into real opportunities and goals. So that takes a special type of player. So we'll see how that works out.
Once again, ball got into the middle of the field, poked away by USN over the boundary line, resulting in a throw in for FRA. This ball's curved toward the net, and 26 for FRA. Anna Canaday had a little bit of an opportunity maybe to get ahead on that, and was unable to do so. And the ball was cleared by Katie Roth, the goalkeeper. So far, the first 16-plus minutes of this one played on the defensive end by USN. FRA has been almost on the offensive, at least in the midfield, for the majority of this game. Very few times has the ball gone past midfield toward the offensive end for USN.
Yeah, and what that says, if this was what happened during the other 3 matchups, it probably says that 1-0, 2-0, 2-0, that, FRA was just constantly poking away, looking for opportunities, and those opportunities, because of the solid defense, were hard to come by. And that kind of stuff can really pay off, especially if you get frustrated as the offensive team. You get frustrated, you start to push too many people forward. You try and push it too much and say, "Oh, we got to score now," and you leave yourself exposed, and then they counterattack and score. And you see it in the World Cup all the time with Italy, and I mean they're so relentless on defense. They're so difficult to break down. Teams end up overextending themselves, and then when Italy counters, they have special players that can break down what's left so quickly, and they score a goal, and you just don't know what happened because you were on offense and had been for quite some time. So priority for defense here for USN, and they've lost 3 times to FRA. They know kind of what to expect. They know how focused they need to be on the defense, and now they're just looking to say, hey, how can we get a goal out of this?
FRA now a little bit on the defensive as USN has the ball in their scoring third.
Yeah, it's good play by USN too. They've been playing it into people's feet and knocking it back.
Ball poked out toward the wing. Kept in play. Driven toward the corner. And over the touchline, it'll be a throw-in for the Tigers.
Excuse me.
21-29 remaining in this first half. Scoreless from Chattanooga. Dwayne Hickey, Pete Santora on the call. Produced by Play On Sports. This is a soccer championships on the TSSAA network. Gorgeous early November Saturday afternoon here in Chattanooga. Glad you could join us. Ball through the midfield. FRA back on the offensive. Ball headed forward, almost cleared there by FRA. Shot on goal. Nice left foot shot there by number 22 of FRA. That's Kennedy Manning. We've got Kendall and Kennedy. So I'm probably going to, along with Courtney and Caitlin. So I'm going to reverse one of those names before the day's over, I can promise you. Ball once again played toward the net, run down there by Roth of USN, and she's had her hands on the ball frequently so far in this first half.
She has. And by the way, I'm going with sisters. They walk just alike. At least 2 and 22 look like, from our vantage point, look like spitting images with the same walk and ponytail look. So that's at least I've gotten that far with it.
Well, with Kendall and Kennedy, I would imagine that's probably a pretty good bet.
Yeah, thanks. It's your call, though. You're the hypothetical gambler.
Exactly. I'm the play-by-play guy, so I get to set it up, right? As we've got a substitution by FRA. Throw-in coming. Ball played into Wigington. And immediately goes back over the touchline and results in a throw-in going the other way for USN. That ball played in by Fassinger.
A Manning to a Manning pass try.
Nice takeaway there in the midfield, and FRA reverses the ball. Good recovery on defense there by the Tigers. As that ball played forward by number 8, Olivia Brown.
I think if I was a defender, I would cheat towards the towards one of the other Mannings when A. Manning got the ball. I think because I'm already watching it. I don't know if they're, if there are twins and there are sisters who watch. See, she gets it, she plays it right to the Manning sister combination on this side is almost a given every time they touch it. They play well together, but they're close. They stay within like 10 or 15 yards of each other. They never get too spread out, so it's an easy outlet pass. But watch it; it will happen over and over and over again. I think it was if I was a defender, I would start to compensate a little bit for that, expecting it to happen.
Ball now in the midfield. Jackson's going to play it out wide. Ball's going to be attempt to be centered there by MacArthur. And finally goes over the boundary line, and it will be FRA to throw it in. A little crowd noise going on. The Vuvuzela off to our left in the distance.
Has an amazing ability to creep up like it's right behind you.
I thought you were going to say has an amazing ability to irritate, which it does that too. Ball loose in the middle of the field.
Great
on the
touch
foot.
there.
Shot over the top of the goal. Oh, goodness. 22, Kennedy Manning with the opportunity. not quite point-blank range, but dead in the middle of the field. No one between her and the net except for the goalkeeper, and it goes high.
She just tore into that, too. I was expecting the cover to come off. Great shot, great-looking shot, just leaned back a little bit too far, sailed high, but it was dipping as it was going, too, and the dip just came just after the crossbar. So good opportunity there for FRA, but wasn't able to put it on goal and get a
there's another opportunity. Ball in the middle, cross, looking for number 10 there. Wigington, she was unable to get a foot on it.
It's opened up a little bit. USN getting spread just a little bit, and you're seeing these gaps at
Jackson
FRA.
and Whittington playing a little two-person game there, and Jackson, I think, was looking for Whittington to come back across, and I think Whittington was thinking Jackson was going to put that ball on the net, and
that's the kind of combination play that'll just tear a defense apart. When you have that many people back, if you can make those little combination passes, it's debilitating and really opens it up for more opportunities.
Manning with the cross, headed away, ball free in the box, and put across the touchline for a throw-in by FRA.
Wigington's got that long throw.
Good running start by Wigington. She throws it into the box.
Flick.
Wow. Good header, just unable to control it was FRA, but they keep the ball in their half of the field. Almost taken away from MacArthur there. Ball goes over the boundary line, and it'll result in FRA having another throw in, and it'll be MacArthur. Quickly into Jackson.
A lot of space in the middle of the field there. That's too much space. You can have players back, but you can't have them that far off of the center midfield. Just allows too much time to play. And there's the Manning combination, by the way. Just to show you at home, we'll have plenty of opportunities to see that. I think that's going to last all game. But yeah, too much space there that USN is allowing the midfield to have.
Just under 13 minutes remaining in this first half. Still no score. As the ball comes in to the keeper, Roth, and she's going to punt it toward the midfield.
13, 26, 25, 22, 21, 20.
Nice takeaway there.
USN
gave it away afterwards, though, which is just makes it difficult. You do all that hard work to win the ball. Ideally, you would be able to, you want to keep it.
And Heather Yost, the keeper for FRA, plays it back in. Ball in the middle of the field.
Wigington, nice job there. Nice cutback. Good look for a shot. Just a lot of defenders to cut through. That's where you need those combinations.
Now, Leeper did a nice job for USN getting in between Wigington and the goalkeeper. And once again, Leeper with the left foot plays it forward all the way into the Tigers' offensive third, where the keeper, Yost, corrals it and will drive it with her right foot back into the center of the field. Ball over the touchline, throw in once again for the Tigers of USN, University School of Nashville. Leah Fassinger has taken just about every throw in this first half for her team. Ball poked away near the midfield, and USN just runs it down.
Nice turn. Good recovery there and tackle. And just for our viewers at home, the time on the screen that you're seeing, 11:31:30, is not even with our time here on the field. So just know there's like a 4-second difference, maybe 6-second difference between the two clocks.
As we count down now to about 11 minutes at this mark right now, so about a 6-second differential, so we'll keep you on top of that. Jackson with it for FRA.
Nice.
Wigington, and quickly poked away there by Leaper.
It's interesting, though, we going through our first two games this morning, we talked a little bit about clearances because we saw a lot of misclears that resulted in balls bouncing around more and more around the box and giving the team another shot. This team, the USN team, who's well coached and coached in defense, particularly because they play a kind of sit back, protect, and then counter. You could see all of their clearances going high and wide. Not their first time doing this, but they have a focus on that, whereas the other teams probably weren't focusing on it as much, talked a lot more about possession and that kind of thing, but really led to a lot of giving up, making a lot of mistakes and giving up additional opportunities, which this USN team is not doing. They're doing. They have a great defense that's executing properly.
Once again, FRA takes the ball away in the midfield. Clears it out to one side to one of the Mannings, back in the middle. Jackson now has it in the top of the box. Two defenders, dribbles through and has it poked away.
I mean, it's going to be a tough day on a individual dribbling basis. There are just, the Garnet is heavy. The Garnet is heavy.
Ball back in the middle of the field. Ball partially blocked there as Kennedy Manning was trying to take the ball toward the net. And poked away there by by USN. Ball being played down toward the FRA goal.
And this is the kind of thing where teams can get frustrated, and you'll start to see, players maybe taking a little bit more on themselves, maybe pushing forward and saying, "Hey, we control this game right now. I want to get a goal out of it. All these opportunities and no goals. So let's kind of push it." And at that point, that's when you become exposed to the counter. Now, FRA and USN have played 3 times, so maybe that's a little bit more balanced. They know to be patient and take their time, but it could also work against them. So we'll see how that plays out.
Leaper takes the kick out of the goal area. Ball cleared by the Tigers.
It's almost like being in South Africa at the World Cup.
Absolutely. Except it's one vuvuzela instead of millions.
And a lone cowbell.
Ball hit toward the net.
Good shot. It's a Manning.
Nice dive there by the keeper, Roth, just to get her gloves on it and force it wide. It'll result in a corner kick for FRA, and trotting out to the corner here to take the kick. So is that 11? 15. That's Sydney Hunt. She plays the ball toward the net. Another great ball right through the box.
Yep.
I mean, right through the box. I'm not sure that ball was more than 4 or 5 feet off the front of the net.
Nope, that was a great cross. And that's why you like that cross, that driven cross, because even when the defender gets their head on it, it can end up skipping across. So, driven cross, great job. Get another corner out of it, and a little too early.
Yeah,
Good thing.
Yeah, whistle.
She didn't wait for her sister to get off the field.
As 22, Kennedy Manning will take it with her left foot from this corner. Centers it, ball loose, and a nice play by the keeper.
Really great job there by Katie.
Yeah, Katie Roth went up and didn't handle it cleanly the first time, but certainly didn't stop until she got full possession of the ball.
I think she might have even taken it off the head of the other forward.
Ball driven toward the net by USN, an easy play there for Yost. As we count down to about 5:10 remaining in this first half, scoreless here in Chattanooga. FRA and USN, two teams out of Nashville, Tennessee. Two campuses can't be more than 12 or 15 miles apart. Ball driven once again toward the net. Yost takes it off a bounce very easily. Ball in the air in the midfield. 4 touches without a ball being touched by a foot there for a moment. Now back on the ground. Ball goes over the boundary line. It'll be a throw in for USN. This time, the Tigers take it over the sideline, giving the ball back to FRA on the throw-in. And I think that time, 22, Kennedy Manning wanted to play it back to 15, Sydney Hunt, and just mishandled the ball, and it goes back in the hands of USN. They throw it in, the ball now taken away. FRA quickly on the offensive. Ball at the top of the box on the right side. That was Blankenship who had it. And finally gets poked across the end line. I believe that was 18, Caitlin Rabb, that knocked it across for USN, resulting in a corner kick for FRA. It'll be 15 once again. That's Sydney Hunt, the sophomore. Actually, she's a freshman. She drives this one through the box. It's right there off the hands of the keeper. It's free, right in front of the net. Still in front of the net. Ball hit 3 times, and none able to put it in the back of the net was FRA. 3 good looks. And the Panthers are denied.
Yeah, that's best case scenario for a corner kick that you don't score off of on the first touch, is that it drops straight down and then proceeds to just kind of hover 4 to 6 inches off the ground for you. I'm sure some of the strikers would want another shot at that.
USN now trying to put some pressure on the FRA net, and once again ball played toward the keeper.
And there's their counter off of the corner kick. Everyone's up.
Yost not pressured with that one. Under 2 minutes remaining in the half, scoreless. Here come the Panthers. A little give and go in the middle of the field. There's a good look. Ball's going to be poked away.
Not cleared,
attempted to be poked away by USN. Ball centered. Woo. Cleared by USN. Now driven toward the net. High and wide is that time 25. Caitlin Manning got a foot on it. I believe it was 25. It was either 25 or 21, which would have been Courtney Manning. Less than a minute remaining in the half. Ball in the midfield. USN turns it over.
That is a good play. As long as she finds now.
Running in the middle of the field.
Good speed out of the back, good dynamic, cuts in, goes down the middle, beats a couple of players, but all for naught if it just gets away from you and you end up just doing whatever you can to take another touch on it. Once you've kind of created that space for yourself, find one of your offensive teammates.
Throw in here,
especially with this kind of defense, where you might have some space in the middle of the field, but then by the time you get to their back line, everything just closes down because they have so many.
Less than 5 seconds remaining in the half.
So we're a little off of time.
And that's going to do it here in the first half from Chattanooga on the campus of GPS School, just on the banks of the Tennessee River. We have a scoreless first half between FRA, the Panthers, and USN, the Tigers, both teams out of Nashville, Tennessee. And Pete, this first half really uneventful other than a couple of corner kicks for FRA.
Well, USN's going in fired up. They're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do. It's 0-0. Hey, we have one half to the state championship. What can we do, girls? How can we pull this out? FRA, they just have to keep saying patience. But, hey, we know that they were going to play this way. We know we're going to get our chances. Let's just take them when we get a chance and do the best with it. Don't get frustrated, girls.
We'll take a break here at halftime. No score between USN and FRA. This is the Division II Class A State Championship produced by Play on Sports. You're watching the TSSAA Network.
Live coverage of the 2012 Blue Cross Bowl Championships. Check your local TV listing for the Tennessee Public Television station in your area or log on to ESPN3.com.
Back in Chattanooga, the Division II Class A State Championship final between FRA and USN, the Franklin Road Academy Panthers, and the University School of Nashville Tigers, is scoreless at halftime. I'm Dwayne Hickey along with Pete Santora. Thank you for joining us here on the TSSAA Network. And Pete, a first half that really was not a lot of opportunity to score for certainly USN. FRA had some good opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. FRA had some great opportunities, and USN's game plan was to play defense. Priority number one was to set up I guess we call it a shell, but set up a defensive shell, protect, and then clear the ball, and then worry about kind of offense next step. Let the forwards get on the end of it and start to create something. FRA, FRA, they've played 3 times now, a 1-0 win, a 2-0 win, another 2-0 win. So they know what to expect. They know to be patient. And as long as they stick with that game plan, they'll be all right. But if they break down and get too punchy to get a goal to win the state championship, they're going to expose themselves to opportunities for USN. I think that's what USN's looking for.
And there we go. The second half underway as USN initiates the play. They're wearing garnet and white, being worn by the Franklin Road Academy Tigers. Ball into the midfield. Quickly played out there by FRA. USN spent a lot of time in their defensive end in the first half. They're going to have some opportunities here in the second half to make something happen, and quickly. FRA on the run, taking the ball toward the net, poked away there by 12. That is Kelly McHugh on a nice defensive play.
Yep, and it's one thing to play a shell, but it's another thing to have all those players back, but to leave so much space between yourself and the offensive player. You need to have someone on that striker so they can't turn.
Corner kick goes through the box and across the end line, and it'll result in a goal kick for USN. As 22, Mallory Leeper puts the ball in play for USN. Out of the box. Quickly, FRA plays it back in toward the goal. Cleared high and wide, just like Pete coached earlier in the half. Little collision there on the wing. Ball's going to roll toward the corner, saved in there by Jackson. She plays it toward the middle. Strike high and wide, actually high over the crossbar. That was 15, Sydney Hunt. And Hunt, for a freshman, Pete's got a lot of touches so far in this game. They've really, 15 for FRA's really been in and around the action.
Yeah, well, it's those second balls. It's the balls that FRA has that kind of get punched out by the USN, and then they float in. They come out of that all of that pressure and that mix of players, and it kind of lands in dead space. And so that's called getting that second ball. And FRA's doing a great job, and Hunt's doing a great job of pushing into that space and picking that ball up, and then keeping the pressure on USN. And that's part of the issue. When you sit back and you keep pushing back, you create space in that in front of you. And so you have to really be careful about those second balls, because it just allows the other team to pick them up and come right back at you. And you clear it, and they pick it up and come right back at you.
A lot like zone defense in basketball. You kind of crowd the basket. You allow long shots and rebounds typically because you don't have anyone in particular that you're responsible for blocking out. Sort of ball falls in the dead space, as you mentioned, and opportunities sort of for garbage almost, as they call it in other sports.
Yeah, and that's super dangerous in this sport. You eventually one of those is going to result in something, and so you try, if you are playing more of a defensive shell, to pick the ball up, clear it, and then immediately push your team up as fast as possible to close that pocket down. But it's not really happening here, and so Hunt's able to kind of get into that space, pick that ball up, and keep the pressure on. And you could see it there. Ball kind of cleared out. FRA standing there at the top. She puts it right back into space. Ball comes out again. FRA's on it again. So it's that constant pressure that FRA is putting on.
FRA keeping the ball on their offensive end of the field. Hunt once again with it, clears it out, or taken away, I should say, cleared out by USN, and they're just going to poke it down the boundary line and let it roll across just to kind of get a breather and get regrouped.
And that's the kind of thing USN would love to see is Hunt, who plays in the back, play a combination with one of her teammates and move up the field. Basically take her out of position. Because then if she makes a mistake, then they're one less player in the back. They're a little bit more exposed. And so, FRA wants to push this and try and get a goal and be offensive minded. But that extension and then potentially getting yourself out of position is what could create an opportunity. I haven't really seen that yet. They're not really out of position. That's Hunt just making a play, which is great.
Ball quickly up toward the goal box, and once again, USN recovers defensively. Back there was McHugh and Leaper, as that time Caitlin Manning, I believe it was 25, on a little bit of a run out there. Pete had an opportunity, but defensively, two players back close in on that quickly.
Yeah, I think that was Canada.
Canada, it was Canada. You're right. 26, not 25.
Leaper's done a great job of just sweeping up. She's just picking everything up back there. Canada, nice run, good ball into her, but not able to do anything with it. There's a shot, too.
Shot on goal, kind of deflected and was loose, and now cleared.
That was a left-footed Manning shot. I mean, I've got a 35% chance of being right if I just call Manning. I did, and
right. it was actually Canada 26, not 25. So
that's right.
Ball back in play for FRA. This is Jackson who has it now. She crosses. Canada with her right foot kind of hooks it toward the goal and stays along the ground and picked up by USN. They clear it out, taken once again by FRA, and they're going to play it wide out here to MacArthur.
MacArthur, some help.
Yeah, takes it toward the corner. She's 1-on-2.
It's one on Garnett. Garnett is just always going to win in that situation. There's just too many of them.
Ball goes over the end line, and it'll be a goal kick for the Tigers of USN.
And the strategy's working so far. They're now, I'm seeing maybe a little lack of patience. I don't want to say a little lack of patience, but I'm seeing a little bit different play, and that FRA now is starting to looking to take some shots from deeper. And so the problem is that you can then get into this concept of just shooting from anywhere, because you can't, it's very difficult to break them down. And then you're left taking these long shots that they don't really have any issue picking up all day. They're a lower percentage thing. So sure, let them take those shots. And then, hey, look, now we got to throw in. We're down at the other end. We got to counter. Let's see what we can get out of this.
As Kaylin Rabb had the ball poked away from her out of bounds, we got to throw in for USN. They were looking for Rabb once again. Unable to get it there, as that time 19 Fassinger threw it in. And quickly the ball transitions back to midfield, headed toward the goal once again, with FRA looking to put the pressure back on USN's defense.
Good job in the middle to turn it, try and switch the field. There they go, out the other side. Now they've got space.
Ball on the left side of the goal box, poked across the sideline by 7. Sarah Alberts will result in a throw-in for FRA. Wigington to throw it in. Nice long throw. Ball kicked out of there by USN, right back to Wigington, who's going to throw it in again.
I'm guessing it's going to be a long throw. That was illegal.
Yeah. And what was illegal about that particular throw? 1 foot only on the ground. You have to have both feet on the ground?
Yeah, she was trying so hard to throw it so far. She just ended up lifting her foot off the ground. And typically, referees, will let that go if it's a light lift. But I mean, that was an extended right. Yeah.
She looked like she was about to go off her left foot for the two-hand jam.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, the other issue is that when you try doing the long throw, you don't want to overextend yourself. I mean, you know where she can throw it. There should be a group of players there. On that last play, she threw it as hard as she could. There was it bounced. There was no one there. So,
and she's going to try it again off the head of one of her own players, headed out by USN as it clears the box. Back to Wigington, and she kicks the ball in toward the net where it's scooped up by Roth. Roth with a high drive toward the center of the field. Ball headed forward. We've got Rab. Yeah. Rab had an opportunity, but defended well there by 15.
Hunt.
Sydney Hunt able to cut in front of Rab and just kick it across the boundary, and a throw in for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was a miscue for FRA. They just misheaded that. They headed it backwards and gave USN an opportunity, but nothing came of it, so they're all right.
Yeah, goal kick now for FRA, and 15. Hunt will take it again.
And we talked about this at the beginning of the show, but this is what I was saying about having to have a special player up front who's able to take advantage of these, because that's considered a half chance. I mean, defender misheaded the ball, it went backwards. Hey, that's, how can you make that into a full chance? That's a something, right? That's a half chance. So you need someone who can create magic out of very little, and out of very little chances. You might only have 2 or 3, so create magic out of it. That's a lot to ask.
USN throw in. Ball headed toward the net, now cleared. Fassinger there tried to kind of hook it in from the side, and a little bit too much hook on that, and goes wide of the net. No score from Chattanooga. We are in the second half of the Division II Class A Soccer Championship between FRA and USN. Just about 12 minutes in to this 40-minute second half. Once again, Rab seems to be the player up front for USN, and she's kind of starting to make a few things happen for her team. As the few opportunities we've seen USN have here in the second half, Rab's been on the front end of that pass.
I mean, she's hustling. She's chasing it all down, trying to make something happen. She's got some speed, but they're barely half chances. So she's gonna have to do something magical.
FRA dribbling in the midfield, one-on-one there, ball poked away.
Good defense, though. I mean, that is just great one-on-one work. USN really, that's nice. That's pretty to see.
Crossing pass to Jackson. She pushes it further out on the wing to Ambrose. Now back to MacArthur, who centers it. Ball out back to midfield, and FRA will reset. Ball played into the middle, poked away, looking for a little give and go there, and USN able to clear it.
Hunt picks up that second ball again, as we've seen. A lot of space, though, for FRA. I mean, look at no one really pressuring the ball right now. Gets a chance to just knock it into the box for free.
And Roth corrals it. And she'll decide how to play it as she kicks it into the midfield. Run down by FRA. Good hustle there by 4. Nora Lee of USN trying to keep the ball down on their end of the field, and she does after a little exchange there with 7 Alberts. However, the ball goes over the end line, and it'll be a goal kick for FRA.
Exceptional job by the ball girls.
They're doing very well.
They are.
We saw them getting coached up here a little earlier before the match started.
Get fired up to put in a little eye of the tiger. Trying to get in the zone before the game starts.
Ball loose in the middle. USN with a chance. Ball still loose, and it's going to be kicked over the in line, and who touched it last? It was USN.
That's a real chance. That is, a legitimate chance. Goal kick taken, kept in, knocked around, shot blocked, then shot over. That's real. And whether or not USN kind of senses it and is kind of turning it on, we've been talking about them now for the last couple of minutes because of the hustle up here to keep it in. I don't know, but maybe FRA got a little lazy because they had so many opportunities. We'll see how this plays out. Nice combination, though, down the wing.
As Ambrose will take it down the wing for FRA, and now we've got a whistle. A little aggressive play. The whistle will stop play, and it will result in a free kick for the Tigers. And by the way, Pete, using the eye of the tiger reference, you did date yourself. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not sure the ball girls understand who that is.
Oh, come on. You don't think eye of the tiger? Listen, they are the ones that were playing it.
That's true.
I was just listening.
That's true. FRA, a little mishandled ball back toward their goal. Now they're able to recover. Is at 4 for USN. Lee tried to take it away. Now quickly FRA transitions to their offensive third of the field, and USN able to play a little defense.
Yeah, it's a nice transition. She just missed it. The ball was just a little too far ahead of her, but they're going to get a corner kick out of it.
The first corner kick of the second half, I believe, for FRA. And they're going to send 15 out there. I believe that's who will take the kick, as she's taking the kick from that side of the field in the entire first half for FRA. That'll be 15, Sydney Hunt. Crowd getting into it. Hunt hits the ball high, curves it toward the net, headed out, still in the box. Ball free. Still loose. Shot on goal off the keeper's chest, and she smothers it.
Manning with that left-footed shot. That thing's nasty. We've seen a couple of them today.
And that ball stayed on the ground until right before it got to the keeper, and then kind of hopped, and she took it off the chest and then had to smother it as it got away from her.
Yeah, well, it was a well-driven, well-driven ball, and you never know. Sometimes around the goal mouth, you get little bumps, uneven terrain, goalkeepers, marking the ground to know where their positioning is for the field. So could be a couple of things, but yeah, bounced up a little bit. Keeper had some trouble, and but she was able to get back on it.
Nice hustle there by Lee of USN, unable to keep the ball in. It'll result in a goal kick once again for FRA. We are about 18 minutes deep into the second half. We're scoreless here in Chattanooga between FRA and USN, two teams out of Nashville, coming to the southeastern corner of the state to play for the 2012 Soccer Championship.
And we're happy they came down here because this is
beautiful.
This is a beautiful spot.
Yep, it is. It is an absolutely gorgeous spot to watch and I'm assuming, play soccer.
I would imagine, at least on today.
Yeah, absolutely. Gorgeous weather. Bright sunshine, near 70 degrees on the first Saturday in November. You can't ask for much more. USN now on the attack. They have the ball. They center it. Ball poked away there by 21 of FRA. Courtney Manning.
Nice combination there. Good job by Canada to come back. And then, Wigington forcing it a little bit after that whole combination. Turns the ball over.
USN's going to play it out wide. Ball taken away there by FRA. There's Manning in the midfield. She's going to use her left foot, curl it toward the corner of the box.
Good ball.
Cross, headed away there.
Leaper, great job.
And by Leaper. USN trying to clear the ball. It's going to go over the boundary, and it'll be a throw in for FRA. Throw in coming. Ball quickly cleared it back across the boundary line, and let's see who will take it this time. It'll be number 2,
Manning.
Kendall Manning. Left-footed cross in front of the goal. Keeper
She puts her hands away
Roth.
behind her like
I didn't touch it.
hiding on that.
Yeah, I didn't touch it. I didn't touch
I
it.
like it.
And I think the official will have none of it as he's going to award a corner kick to FRA. Our officials today, Jason Bell, Will Ireland, Carlos Castellano, and Ricardo Hernandez. Corner kick in toward the net. Ball's free on the ground and just wide of the net once again.
It's tough to tell from this perspective. I thought it was going in. I mean, a header at the 6 looked like it was. She had the opening. And
it must have been number 5, Maddie Jackson, because she walks back toward midfield with her hands on her head like, I have missed a golden opportunity.
Absolutely. Not too many times you get to be inside the 6 with the ball coming to you. Rather open with the free shot at.
Rab with it for USN, gives the ball up. Played
nice
back.
Job there by USN.
Yeah, played back, restart the offense.
Space, look at all the space.
Ambrose quickly in the front, yes. Passes across to one of the Manning sisters.
To another Manning. Manning.
Manning to Manning.
They all have a 2 in their number, by the way.
Back to Hunt.
Nice steal. Lee went for the world beater shot from half field. I think she was so excited to get a kind of wide open opportunity. Only problem was it was from 40 yards out. Sometimes you try and catch the keeper out too, though. So, maybe she saw something.
Jackson plays it forward for FRA. Cleared back into the midfield. Header attempt there by 11. Mary Frances Ambrose is missed. 17:43 and counting. In this match, there's still no score. To the sounds of the Vuvuzela. I'm Dwayne Hickey along with Pete Santor. We've got a stoppage in play and free kick coming for the Tigers.
And sorry, Dwayne, I was going to say, and I'm going to start to move the advantage towards USN. The longer that this goes scoreless and the pressure kind of mounts on FRA to make something happen, the more chance for mistakes, frustration, and then if it did go into overtime, anything could happen at that point. So they that pressure is real. So it's interesting to watch it play out.
But
that's why they have them actually play the games rather than
exactly, and run some sort of computer simulation or something. So
right. not to get into the bowl series.
Yeah, let's not go into the BCS
rating system, but
this is soccer.
That's right.
A different type of the actual football, right?
Right. Real football.
As you'd have a hard time selling that in this part of the country, by the way. 15 for FRA with the free kick. Sydney Hunt drives it high toward the opposite side of the goal, looking for Jackson, who missed on the header. Jackson plays it toward the middle. Ball free in the box. Cleared out there by Lee. And it'll be a throw-in for the Panthers. Panthers play the ball in. Nice defense there once again by Lee of USN. Just kind of pokes the ball back across the sideline.
The four Mannings are all right next to each other. They form a diamond over there. The only throw-in the Manning had was to another Manning.
Ball in the midfield. FRA. Nice play there by Rab to poke it away from MacArthur. And a little bit of extracurricular there at midfield, and I believe they're going to get Maddie Jackson with a little aggressive play. No card. It'll result, however, actually they're going to get the USN player. The foul was on Maddie Jackson as she tried to play the ball, and it'll be a free kick for USN as that ball is played by Hunt into the box. It was loose for a moment, and Katie Roth runs it down.
That was a nice header from out there to redirect that. She's grabbing her neck a little bit. I don't know if she's fixing her ponytail or her neck is sore, but
Manning out to Manning on the wing. Left foot shot toward the near post. Picked up by Roth. 14 minutes exactly remaining in this contest. And the pressure begins to build. No score.
Yeah, pressure builds because, you know you've controlled play. You say, okay, we're a better team. We're able to do more with this ball, pass around, maintain possession, get more shots on goal. We've won 3 times already, but we're not able to score. This is the state championship game. Now we've only got 13 minutes left, then we go into overtime, and if we're still tied at overtime, we've got penalty kicks. And so the frantic buzz builds because everyone knows penalty kicks are a toss-up, 50-50.
Leaper plays the ball in toward the net right at the top of the box. Ball is on the ground and now cleared by FRA. USN trying to keep the ball in their end. Once again, ball centered toward the top of the box. Kept in play by USN.
And USN is pushing this half. I mean, look at there's definitely a sense of urgency, and when the ball's in their offensive third, they're pressuring it at every corner.
As Rab puts the ball over the end line, it'll result in a goal kick for FRA. Hunt to take it. Drives it down the center of the field. Does Hunt. Ball played away to the side. Can the USN player run it down? No, she cannot, as Elena Casales just didn't have the foot speed to get there. Throw in now for FRA. MacArthur. Ball cleared back toward the offensive end by USN, picked up there by the keeper, Yost. Yost hits a high ball into the middle of the field. On goal shot there by 26. That's Canada from just outside the top of the box. And once again, Pete, Katie Roth there to corral it.
I mean, quietly just cleaning up. Katie Roth just, nothing spectacular. Hasn't had to make incredible saves, but very little bobble, very little. I mean, she just looks confident and smooth and clean back there, and no issues. So 0-0, and she's not giving up anything. Nothing easy.
FRA now in their offensive third, just trying to really get a look at the net, because they've not had that many in the second half. And as you mentioned, Pete, USN has really sort of maybe not controlled the second half, but certainly has played much more aggressively and had more offensive opportunities than they did in the first.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've have a sense of urgency, and they've been able to pressure the ball when it's gotten into their half, their offensive third, which they weren't able to do any of. It was really, one of the Rab by herself up there, and it was a quick turnover. At this point, they're able to get more numbers forward and kind of pressure that ball and keep it in there for a little bit longer, get a corner kick or a throw in or something else out of it. So a little bit more, a better sense of urgency, a little bit more pressure has turned into a few more opportunities for them.
Gone under the 10-minute mark. 9:38 remaining in this second half of regulation.
And I guess on the flip side of that, FRA is doing the same stuff that they were doing before in the midfield, but they seem to have lost a little sense of urgency in their offensive third. They don't look as, it doesn't look as intense, as crisp. They're not getting onto the end of the passes aren't connecting well. There's not enough combination play. You're seeing more shots from further outside. So they're starting to do a little, some things that they didn't do in the first half, and it's showing up in opportunities that aren't as good or aren't as dangerous as they were in the first.
Ball in the midfield is both teams just trying to get a little bit of an offensive run, and here comes Jackson for FRA, but you can't keep control of it.
No, and I mean, you're not seeing those combinations. I mean, dribbling, taking people on, not with this. You can't do that with the garnet that's being stacked back there. There's a lot of it.
Ball near the top of the box, free, but cleared by USN.
Those balls are a little lazy or sloppy. They're not going quite to the player. You could see it right there. It's going through to another player instead, but
that was Courtney Manning who had it near the top of the box. Courtney Manning, right foot from the top of the box over the crossbar.
And USN will take that all day. I mean, one combination, give and go, and then a shot from 35 yards out. Sure, USN, that plays right into their hands. I mean, it's 7 minutes left. Just over 7 minutes. You're talking about a team that's beaten the other one 3 times in this season. So you can start to get a sense of what FRA might be feeling and what USN might be feeling.
And certainly if USN is able to score a goal, it would be their first goal against this team all season. Who knows what level of confidence that might give them, as they've been beaten 3 times. We've mentioned a couple times in the broadcast, 2-0, 2-0, and 1-0.
Well, yeah, FRA would have to go from beating 7 people or 6 people in the back to having to beat all 11, because at that point you would think USN was just going to pull back everyone and really set up a wall, a protective wall. So FRA would have their work cut out for them if USN got a goal in first.
See the intensity pick up in the white shirts right now as FRA trying to keep the ball down on that end, keep the pressure on that USN defense, and over the last couple minutes they've been able to do that. The Garnet hasn't been able to get it through the midfield. As it has it taken away there, Maddie Jackson took it away, but they're going to whistle a foul before Jackson can take it away, and it'll be a free kick for USN. Mallory Leeper to take the kick. Once again, one opportunity, and the ball's quickly back into the midfield for FRA. Poke toward the goal, ball's loose, keeper's coming out. And ball's loose, keeper's on the ground, and
hard challenge. Her knee went right into the keeper's chest.
As
she's going to have some wind knocked out of her a little bit.
Leeper comes down to take a look at Katie Roth, and Roth came running out to smother that, and there was a collision. It was just a question of who was going to get to that ball first, and luckily for USN, their keeper Roth was able to get there, because it would have been, had the FRA player gotten there first, it might have been a fairly easy shot on goal.
Yeah, it looks like she got a knee right into her upper chest, lower neck. That's not a pleasant place to get a knee.
Not especially if you like to breathe.
Yeah, it was a good challenge by both players, and Roth got a little bit of the wrong end of it, but she's fine now. But she is having to battle the sun, which is just blaring into her eyes as the ball comes down the middle of the field, or comes from the right side.
Ball centered again. Jackson with a good look and kicks it high and wide as she was going toward the far post. Jackson got that ball on her right foot in good position, Pete, but again, just looked like she leaned back just a little bit.
Yeah, and at this point, FRA is probably like, USN is, hey, let's take our time. Let's put this into overtime, right? Give our shot, give ourselves a shot. 0-0 for them is, that's a huge win. If you can go a full game to a team you've lost to 3 times, and your game plan is working so well that you're 0-0 in the state championship finals, got to feel pretty good about that, and the other team has got to feel pretty bad about that.
We're under 4.5 minutes now. 4:21 and counting.
But FRA just needs to stay patient. If it goes into overtime or not, just don't overexpose yourself, and just stay patient and go back to the things that got you here. Go back to the combination play. Don't try and force a shot from 30 yards out, 35 yards out. Get the combination play between the Mannings and Canada, and then take your shot from 18, 16, 10.
Play continues. Will be a throw in for FRA. Just about directly across from the 18-meter line. Good throw in deep. Ball's headed back out. Left-footed shot across, headed away by USN. Right-footed cross, knocked away there by Leeper.
Good clearance by Leeper.
And a little collision there. I think Rab may be whistled for a little aggressive play.
I don't know what that was. What was that?
I don't know either, but the ball's coming all the way to the opposite side of the field.
For a throw-in?
For a throw-in for USN.
When was the ball over there?
That's a great question. I don't know. I missed the explanation there.
I think I'm supposed to provide that, but I am speechless.
It's a little clueless there because the ball went from one side of the field to the other.
It must have gone out of bounds, and the linesman raised his flag. The head ref didn't see it.
And they played on.
They played on, and finally he saw it, and they brought it back. That's my explanation. I'm sticking to it.
Absolutely. Ball quickly in front. Little give and go. Manning has an opportunity, and there's a tackle right at the top of the box.
Yeah, it just pushed her off the ball. Manning picks up the Manning.
And I believe that number 21, Courtney Manning's going to have a ball, and have the ball directly in front of the goal.
Hunt's taking it.
Hunt's going to take it at is that the 18-meter line?
Yeah, 18-yard line.
18-yard line.
That's like 22. I think it's on the top of the semicircle. I can't tell.
Yep,
but
I think you're right. Right-footed shot off the.
That would have been dangerous if that got another 4 inches above her head. That was a well-taken, well-struck ball. I think the keeper would have had. It was on the wall side. They would have had. She would have had trouble with that. But the wall worked. So
the wall worked. Corner kick. Left foot comes
Good
in there.
corner
Ball
kick.
loose in the box. Nice. Ball still loose, still out front. Can USN clear it? And they do.
Wow.
We're inside a minute.
And we are 2 seconds behind the game clock.
Quick throw in here.
4 seconds. So
Caitlin Manning to throw in.
We're actually at 32, 31, 30. So about 2 seconds behind.
USN trying to get a quick little run out here to end the game. Ball is loose.
That is just what
can Rab run it down.
is looking for, too.
Inside 20 seconds, Rab runs it down, tries to play it forward, can't do it. There's Lee. Lee takes it, hooks it toward the net, and it goes over the end line. It will be a goal kick for FRA. We're inside 10 seconds. FRA puts the ball in play, does Hunt. And that will end regulation in a scoreless tie. FRA and USN. The Panthers and the Tigers have played 80 minutes of soccer, and there is no score. We're going to step aside and take a quick break. We'll be back with overtime. You're watching the Division II Class A State Championship on the TSSAA Network. It down and put it across the touchline. Ball cross into the box.
Live coverage of the 2012 Blue Cross Bowl Championships. Check your local TV listing for the Tennessee Public Television station in your area or log on to ESPN3.com.
Welcome back to Chattanooga. Overtime in the Division II Class A State Championship. Dwayne Hickey, Pete Santora alongside Franklin Road Academy and University School of Nashville. Two schools within about 15 miles of each other in Nashville. Played 80 minutes of soccer. Pete, we have no score. We're going to 2 mandatory 10-minute overtime periods, and if that doesn't work, then we go to penalty kicks.
Yeah, well, if there was a script that someone got to write before the game and it came true, it would be USN, and this was the script. 0-0 in the full time. Let's go to overtime. Pull off a goal. They almost pulled a goal off right at the very end, which would have been the Cinderella script, the ideal moment, which was, just provide an excellent defense all game and then let something crazy happen and we get a goal right at the end. But, hey, take them into overtime, and maybe we go to penalty kicks. Maybe we get a goal sometime, and we're set. FRA, on the other hand, got to be just patience. Let's go back to what we know we could do. Let's get the passes on target. Let's combination play around the box because there's too many of them to dribble ourselves. Let's stop shooting from way outside the box, and let's get inside and put one of these away, but stay patient. Don't force it.
FRA wearing white, USN wearing garnet. As we're just about 45 seconds deep into overtime, and FRA has to clear the ball out from the front of their 18-yard line, in front of the penalty, or excuse me, in front of the goal area. That's the keeper, Heather Yost, putting the ball back into play.
And, both these teams went into overtime last night. Both went into overtime. Both went to the second mandatory 10-minute period. And then both scored during that period to win their games respectively. So at this point, they might have some tired legs out there. Someone going to miss the ball, make a mistake, that kind of thing. That's you have this many games in 3 days. You have 3 games, 3 days. Yeah, that's going to happen, especially when you're talking about overtime in a semi and final game. So. A lot working for these girls right now.
Ball being played through the midfield. So far, in the first 2 minutes of overtime, the ball's been primarily on the USN offensive third, and they just pick up a little extra contact there, so it'll be a free kick for the Tigers. And I believe that's going to be Leeper taking the kick.
And the reason why that's important really is because USN hasn't really had the ball in the offensive third that much this game, but when they did, it was really a momentum shift at the end of the second half. So if they're able to carry that into this overtime, it bodes well for them. Even seeing a brief 2-minute, we're only 2 minutes into this first overtime. It's the fact that, hey, this is a defensive team that's really relying on some type of one-off offensive activity to take place, some type of counter or mistake to happen. So to see them in the offensive third is good things for USN.
Ball being battled for in the midfield.
That's a great ball.
Played forward by USN, looking for 17. That's Katie Tanner, and Tanner gets tangled up with Libby MacArthur. Goes down, the ball goes over the goal line, the end line. It will result in a goal kick for FRA. Hunt drives it low into the midfield, headed forward by Jackson. Manning now with it. She dribbles through the midfield, passes it forward, looking for 10. That is Wigington. Ball near the top of the box. It's loose. Finally cleared out to the side. And rolling so slowly that USN is able to run it down and pick it up. They play it forward. Taken at the midline by MacArthur of USN, and she tangles up with Rabb, and there'll be a free kick awarded
USN defense is just so encompassing. I mean, every time the FRA gets down there, they're just thinking, hey, if I can beat this player, I can get a second, take a shot. And there's no time, no space once you get into that around the box for FRA. USN is just closing everything down. Now, they're leaving everything outside of that open. The midfield is mostly open. There's plenty of chances, but as soon as they get to that kind of 25 to 18-yard area, there's no time, no space.
Just over 5 minutes remaining in the first of two mandatory 10-minute overtime periods. Free kick now for FRA. Once again, it will be Hunt taking the kick. She crosses it into the middle. Ball loose at the top of the box, on the foot, and did that hit the post?
No, that hit a player's foot. It looked like from our angle, it looks we're at the far end of the field. The post and that player's foot were perfectly in line, but on the screen you probably saw it better that someone about 15 yards out was able to block it.
Corner kick for FRA. Ball off the head, loose at the 6-yard line, cleared out by USN. Little contact there, and Rab with a hard play.
Too.
And will she get a card on this one? She does get a yellow card. So Rab, the most aggressive player for USN in the second half, will have to come off the field. Checking in to replace her will be number 10, Amber Sands, a junior. Hunt once again will take the free kick from just on the offensive side of midfield for FRA. There's the whistle. Hard cross, headed away. Played out to the midfield, kept in by Manning.
FRA has done a great job all game long of winning that second ball. That ball that bounces out after a cross in or a shot or something else and then is cleared by the defense. They're always right there to pick that ball up and push it back in for pressure. But look at this counter by USN.
USN running toward the sideline, or the end line, I should say. Ball kicked out over the sideline by FRA.
Got a parent down below us that didn't like that contact.
21, Courtney Manning was the player who put the ball over the touchline. Throw in. Ball loose. And
good shot! Goal!
USN off the throw in, top of the box. A looper goes in for the goal. Not sure who got that one.
Holy smokes.
The throw in by Fassinger got loose at the top of the box, and just a high arching shot by USN finds the net over the keeper, Yost, and USN has a 1-goal lead.
Kanishma Patel.
Patel with the goal.
Wow.
Patel with the goal at just over the 3-minute mark of overtime, about 3:10 remaining in the overtime when she scored. And now the pressure on FRA, and USN can do what they've done all game now, Pete. They can just play a shell defense and make FRA make a play.
I am just stunned right now. I mean, it is just amazing. You could not have scripted this any better for USN. I mean, talking to the coach before the game, she basically told us this is exactly what she wanted to happen. And I mean, in some ways you think that's not even really a game plan like that. It's far from. It's not the ideal game plan you want to go into. It's a perfect game plan. It has worked perfectly to this point. They kept FRA scoreless through the main game, and then they go into overtime. And I'm sorry, but that is a good goal anywhere at any point in time. That was just a bomb from outside into the upper corner of the net, volley. That's amazing. And I don't even know if it's Patel. I mean, we're calling Patel because the cameraman was on Patel afterwards, and so we think that's it. If someone knows if it's different, but if that was Patel, that was an amazing shot.
FRA now with the ball in their offensive end and played back through the midfield. And USN will be happy to play defense as we're under 1:30 remaining in the first of two 10-minute overtime periods.
And I mean, FRA, if they didn't have pressure on before, you're going to see a lot of, USN is going to have to absorb a lot of pressure this next 12 minutes, 10, 11 minutes. So FRA is really going to push. There's going to be opportunities for them to score. If they can capitalize, we'll have another tie game. But USN to date, or to this moment, has been able to execute on their game plan.
Ball played out wide on the wing by FRA as we're under 35 seconds in the first overtime period. USN's going to clear it back toward the midfield. Picked up there by Jackson. Jackson has it poked away by Rab. Now USN on the run. They play it forward. Rab looking for Lee, but knocked away there by FRAs. We're under 15 seconds. Ball hit high in the air toward the midfield. Jackson heads it back toward the goal.
I'm still shaking my head. That was a cannon of a shot that just seemed to come out of nowhere.
As the first overtime period comes to an end, USN with the big goal from the top of the box after a throw-in. The Tigers draw first blood, and here it goes again.
Oh, are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. That ball came 20 yards above her, down. She caught it out of the air before it even hit the ground, into the corner of the goal, full volley. Kanishma Patel, that's an amazing shot.
Karishma
Patel, thank you.
As an absolute bomb of a shot puts her team on top at the end of the first overtime period, 1-0. And Pete, as we saw it there on the replay, I mean, just a great job by Patel. She took that ball out of the air, and she's well beyond the top of the 18-yard line.
I don't even know how to tell you. I mean, how hard of a shot that is. Full volley, ball's not even head height or slightly over your head. It's coming from 20 yards above you, straight down, and you just take it out and are able to put it on goal inside the frame, not over, not wide, pure contact in the corner of the goal. That's a freshman who just might have sealed the state championship. Still got time.
Still got 10.
Still got time.
Still got 10 more minutes of soccer action. If for some reason or some circumstance that FRA is able to tie it, we'll go to penalty kicks after that. But what an outstanding game plan to this point by the Tigers of USN. Can they make it hold up for 10 more minutes? We're about to find out.
And FRA's got the ability to tie this up and to take the lead in 10 minutes. That's a lot of time. 2 goals, not outside of the question by any stretch of the imagination. FRA's had plenty of chances today, so they just need to put one of those chances away. But fantastic job by USN. And now the question is, will the shell hold out? Will the defensive shell that they're going to put up hold out against this push that FRA is going to give? And they're definitely going to push forward. I mean, you're going to see a lot of pressure by FRA, but they still have to crack through the Garnett defense. I mean, that defense has just been smothering.
MacArthur comes quickly in through the midfield, puts the ball over the sideline, and it resulted in a throw-in for USN. Ambrose for FRA had the ball poked away along the sideline, and it resulted in a throw-in as MacArthur puts it back in for the Panthers. Plays it back to Jackson. Patel just drives the ball down the field for USN, clearing it from the midfield.
You can guarantee that's going to be in the highlight reel. I mean, that is a highlight goal if I've ever seen one. I hope Karishma keeps this video for posterity because that's a great clip to have in your archive.
As Yost plays the ball forward. FRA on the offensive now, playing a little give and go in the midfield. Ball toward the top of the box.
Here's the pressure.
And
good job.
Cleared out over the side line. It'll be a throw in for FRA. We're about 8 minutes away from the second overtime period coming to a conclusion, 1-0 in favor of USN. Ball poked away, cleared now there by by Whitley Cargile clears that. But quickly FRA able to corral it and bring it back into the offensive third. MacArthur tries to center it. Cargile heads it, goes into the middle of the field, and
Manning, it just hit her hand as that ball bounced. Just kind of squirted through her legs, bounced up, and hit her hand on the other side.
So it results in a goal kick for the Tigers. Leaper puts the ball into the midfield. Cleared out there by Brown. Leaper now with a chance to push it back in to the midfield.
Not quite the pressure I thought FRA would put. You know, USN is doing a good job of defending in the midfield at this point. They've kind of pushed the pressure up a little bit. They're not sitting back as much as I thought they would. And actually, look how stretched they are from, you know, the halfway in their half all the way to the corner kick position. So
now USN with a corner kick as the ball went over the end line, pushed out by FRA. And here comes the corner kick. Ball low, driven along the goal line, is going to be cleared out by FRA.
And they're winning the second balls now. This is a little strange.
Cargile
to see this transition, right? Between
exactly.
From FRA to USN. I mean, USN's doing a great job.
As Yost will initiate the play after Cargile's shot was gobbled up there. .540 remaining in the second overtime period. 1-0 USN. Ball loose at the top of the box, cleared by Leaper. Here comes FRA once again. Little give and go. Ball loose at the top of the box. Manning couldn't corral it after the pass from Canada. Rav with the ball knocked down from behind by Jackson.
Frustration.
Yeah, ultimately just a lot of frustration right there by Jackson. You saw a little extra elbow.
And I think really that's, you know, it's hard enough to, it's hard to beat a team 4 times in the same year. I mean, that's hard. And it's a good team. They're a good team. So we're talking about the state finals. It's not like, you know, a higher ranked, much higher ranked team.
Oh goodness,
Whoa.
That shot
wow.
just almost goes in once again.
Wow.
What a play by the goalie, Yost. I don't know whether she got her hands on it or if it caught her hands and the crossbar.
Well,
nice shot there.
That's a great shot.
From Passenger, I believe it was, to put that ball on net as we tick under 4:15 remaining in the second overtime period.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, it's not like a highly ranked team playing an unranked, not ranked, low ranked team and winning 4 times in a row. These are two state championship finals teams, and to beat one 4 times in a row is very, very difficult. And USN they're showing up at the end. Oh.
Ball goes off the back of the net. Is that time 10 for FRA? That's Wigington. Was trying to cross, I think, looking for 11, Mary Frances Ambrose, and he just goes over the crossbar and rolls off the back of the net. FRA now really putting some pressure on as we're inside 3:20 remaining in this overtime period. Rab on the sideline just trying to keep possession of the ball. Unable to do so. The ball is going to be poked all the way through. It's going to roll down here and be picked up by the keeper, Roth. And Roth will take her time before putting it back into play. She does. Low driving shot through the midfield. Gets across the midfield line with 2:50 remaining.
Nice turn. Nice ball by Karishma.
Patel puts it up for Rab. Rab's going to run it down along the sideline and have it taken away there and pushed across the boundary line by FRA, resulting in a throw-in for USN. We're at the 2:30 mark.
I'll tell you what, USN is just outplaying FRA in this overtime period.
Ball poked again across the sideline, resulting in another throw-in for the Tigers. Header out. Ball played back toward the goal. Kicked out there by Jackson, who's back in for FRA. Off the chest of Brown and out across the touchline. To throw in for FRA. We're at the 2-minute mark. Here's a cross. Here's an open player running free for the ball. Now blocked there nicely by Passenger, and the ball runs through the midfield across the touchline. Under 2 minutes. MacArthur to put it in play for FRA. Taken away there by Cargyle.
Both teams hustling. Both teams working as hard as they can.
Cargyle just plays it all the way down the field, and it will roll across. No, it does not roll across the end line. The goalkeeper, Yost, has to play it with her feet.
Yep. Save time. And
ball quickly back into the front third, and there's Patel once again putting the ball, and she keeps it in play.
She's everywhere now.
Ball poked across the side with 1:07 remaining. It'll be a throw-in now for USN as we hit the 1-minute mark. The Tigers in their first state championship finals appearance trying to win it. Ball is going to be played forward and back to the throw-in spot. It'll be another throw-in for USN as we go under 40 seconds. Ball played in, headed out. Played forward, ball hit in the air. Stays in play, bounces, nope, saved in by FRA. Leaper's going to clear it back into the middle of the field. We're under 20 seconds. Ball played forward. Here's Manning. Has it blocked and cleared out there by Brown. That's all the way down the end of the field. We're inside 5 seconds. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. The USN Tigers defeat the Franklin Road Academy Panthers in overtime, 1-0.
Wow.
What a game. And Pete, as we talked about it at the start of the second overtime, if you're Coach coach for USN, Wendy Howe, what an unbelievable game plan and what even better execution by your team because they executed it just like she asked them to.
I mean, it gives me chills to think about Coach Howe drew it up and scripted it, and it worked perfect. I mean, FRA was able to connect passes, was able to get opportunities, but USN was able to stop them in the first half and go 0-0 in the halftime, and that really was the momentum that they needed to take them into overtime and give USN the opportunity to score. And FRA was frustrated, and they had to battle that all game long.
And a big-time goal by Patel of USN gives her team the win, and we're going to wrap it up here from Chattanooga. For Pete Santora, I'm Dwayne Hickey. Thanks for joining us here on the TSSAA Network. Your 2012 Division II Class A state champion, the University School of Nashville Tigers. They win 1-0. Good afternoon from Chattanooga.
And if you'd like a copy of the DVD of this championship game, log on at TSSAAnetwork.com. Finally, we would like to thank our sponsors: Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, the Tennessee Dairy Farmers, the Governor's Highway Safety Office, Baptist Sports Medicine, Wilson Sporting Goods, and Action Picks TN for their support of the TSSAA Championships. Thank you. At this time, we are ready to present our trophies. Tim Morgan, President of the Greater Chattanooga Sports and Events Committee, will be presenting our trophies this afternoon. And the presentation of the runners-up coach's plaque goes to Ken McDonald. Finishing with an outstanding record of 19-3-1, Franklin Road Academy. Our championship coach's plaque goes to Wendy Holloman of University School of Nashville. Finishing with a record of 19-3-1, your Division II Class A state champions, the University School of Nashville. Before you leave today, please be a good sport and toss your trash in the receptacles provided.